Welcome back to Conversate with Ken, the podcast that combines the science of sociology with good old fashioned conversation. I'm your host, Ken A. Rollins, and on today's episode, we'll be taking a break from the leadership series for this Valentine's Day special. So today we're tackling the topic that affects us all, relationships in the modern world. And not just romantic relationships, but relationships of all kinds. We'll explore the dynamics of different types of relationships, uncover the pitfalls that lead to their downfall, and share strategies for achieving meaningful connections. So today, joining me today on today's podcast is my longtime best friend, big sister, classmate, and one of the first to be on this couch, Miss Janiyah Thomas.
Thank you for having me.
Let's give her a good God bless you this evening. Okay. So how are you? How you
I'm
been?
good. How are you?
I've been doing good. I've been doing good. So, you know, Valentine's Day is here. So I want to know what's been going on with your dating life lately.
Oh my gosh. Um, my dating life is very, I don't know, is very off. It hasn't been the best, but I'm learning how to deal with it.
hmm
Basically, I'm trying to love myself before anybody else. So,
Okay. So you're not looking for your Jonathan Majors?
no, not just yet. No, not yet. Not
So,
yet.
so I want to bring out a point that we've been friends for a very, very long time.
Yes.
But I do you remember the specific day that we became friends,
I
or we
don't
just been
remember. We
friends our
had
whole
so
life?
much history. I feel like it's our whole life. Through elementary and high school, for sure. We always known each other. So,
So with that, we are two close friends.
definitely.
So if we bring up something, we're gonna try to use code names, y'all. If we talk-
We're going to try because we know a lot. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna try to use code names, y'all, especially when it comes to these relationships, because we both been in the pits and back, but thank God we're here. In.
Thank God we're here.
So,
Definitely.
with us being friends for so long, we've seen each other grow and mature.
hmm
So I want to get your opinion of how you think we've been able to do that, because so many times when people get older, the older they get, the farther they grow away
Right.
from people that they grew up with, especially since little bitty,
hmm Well, I feel like our senior year, we really got like closer.
hmm
So with us getting closer, it made us connect more and stronger. And whenever, we graduated, life goes on. We know that, but me and you stayed in contact. And with us staying in contact with college and work and adult life, it just made us grow closer. And, we're here now. So I'm just blessed and thankful for that. I couldn't ask for a better friend.
Oh, thank you. I can say the same. And one thing that I try to tell people all the time is that when you are secure within yourself and you love yourself, it's easier to love other people and
Right.
let
And I
people in.
agree. I definitely agree.
And especially, because when you're secure enough in yourself and you love yourself and you do right with yourself, when you have friends like me and I that just tells you the blunt truth, it comes from a place of love and not of
Yes.
jealousy and hate. Because I see that oftentimes, when people grow up, it seems like the truth is like an illness to them. It's like it's a disease. The older they get, the more they want friends around them
Yes.
that like everything that they do, agree with everything they say, agree with everything everybody they with. Listen, if your friends like that, something's off.
You need to cut them loose. You need to cut them loose.
Because y'all two different people. Ain't no way two different people should agree on 100% every little thing.
Right.
And
Because a real friend is going to tell you what's wrong, what's right, always. They're going to be straight up every time.
and what else? That sounds like a cult to me. That's not no friends. Get out of that cult, y'all. Get out
Yeah.
of that cult. Because that's what friends are for. It's to challenge us
Right.
and to help us develop, to help us mature. And one thing I also want to bring out is before we get into the green flags and the red flags, is that you always want to support one another, whether it be openly or behind the scenes.
Right.
Because it's easy to support somebody on Facebook. You can just share their post and like their post. But it's a whole nother
But
thing.
are you active in real life? It's the real question.
Yes. So, one thing that I also want to bring out is that in times and moments where, because sometimes every relationship has its ups and downs. So I want you to talk about, how do you go through that? Like when a relationship has its down moments, how do you kind of navigate that space and be like, well, we're going through a rough time. I may not like you right now, but I know I love you. How do you kind of?
Okay, so in the back of my head, I know that I love the person, but distance, distance. Like I'm giving you your space, I'm giving you my space, and whenever, we want to talk to each other, we're gonna make that way every time. So distance, I definitely believe distance is like the right way. Give each other space to think everything over.
So you don't like. So would you ever be in those friendships where every single day they just calling you, they FaceTime?
No, that doesn't bother me. I want you to do that. I want to know what you're doing and how your day is going and how it's life treating you. I want to know all that. So that doesn't bother me at all.
Okay, so also you just hit on it about keeping an open line of communication. So even let's say what we got into a fight, and say if two friends got into a fight, how would you go about that?
Like if me and you or me and another friend?
Anybody.
So if we got into a fight, like physical or words?
Words, not physical.
Okay. So words, yeah, that's different. So words, we exchanged words. It was bad, it was heated. So I would just give you your space, let everything cool down. And, if it was on me, if I was the reason the argument started, I will apologize. Whether it's hours, days, it'll be on my heart. So I will apologize to you and I'll come to you, fix everything.
Okay, because sometimes, because how do you know, when to cut off somebody? Because even though, you may have fights, because everybody has fights.
Right.
Getting disagreement. What disagreement is like, or certain things that come, you be like, that's not it.
Whenever, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I would say whenever it gets physical, for sure. Whenever it gets physical and it gets very heated.
So when it gets heated and physical, that's when
definitely, yes.
Want to cut it off. But okay, I have some off limits though.
Okay, what is that?
I have some off limits. And I want to know if you feel the same.
Okay.
If somebody's really your friend, and y'all get into an argument, have you ever been in a situation, like I have been in a situation where I knew this was time to cut it off? Because even though we say, anytime you're in an argument, you never say anything good.
Right.
But we start talking about dead relatives and you look like this, if they say, I never did like the way you did this, or I never did. Do you take those types of things?
Most definitely, because it's like you felt this way the whole time. So whenever we're arguing, you want to bring that up now. So it's like your true colors are showing up. So I definitely take that to heart.
Yes.
Most definitely.
So you don't think they're just not a one time? You'd be like, oh, that was just a thought that came in their head while they was arguing. It's something they did.
It definitely could. But it's like, why are you saying this now while we're arguing? If you felt this way, you could have came to me, anytime a day.
Yeah, because
so I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation for sure, how deep it is.
Because I never liked you, stuff like that.
I never liked you. I never loved you. Why are you talking to me? It's crazy.
And then the next day after the argument, they'll be like, "Hey,
I apologize. I love you. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, right.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you didn't mean it.
Yeah, right.
But anyway,
I agree.
Yeah. In that block list. So, that's another thing. Yes, sometimes there's deal breakers, like when you're in an argument, that certain things you shouldn't say, even if it is out of anger,
right.
or that's why when I feel things heated, I kind of try to stay quiet.
And it's very, very hard.
It's very hard. One of my methods is always humming the name Jesus.
Because we all need Jesus, especially in an argument.
Listen, anytime we're in an argument, I start to just back away. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone, because that's me trying to keep my cool.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I wanted to bring out is that you don't want to let your current feelings or emotions or circumstances make you or anybody end a long relationship, especially if it's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be different if maybe you've been knowing this person for like a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know them, but since we've been friends for a long time, I can kind of tell when things are serious, when things are not serious, and it's all about knowing each other too.
Right, I agree.
Because there's a research that was done last year. They reported that over 70% of close friends end their relationship after 7 years.
Wow.
And based off of my research, I think most of those breakups was almost 100% preventable. And even in relationship, even with friendships, you still have to treat it like a form of relationship, because it is a form of relationship. And I think that's what people don't realize, that people think that friendship is just your gossip buddy,
mm-hmm.
or just somebody you hang out with.
Right.
And so when life begins to happen and y'all begin to talk about more than just gossip and
right.
and just hanging
out, financial issues.
That's when
everything
things gets kind of rough. Because in the survey, people go through a lot in 7 years.
Most definitely.
Some people get married in those 7 years. Some people can get divorced, have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Very life-changing things can happen in those 7 years. So we talked about things about how what are red flags to end a friendship or to stay in a relationship. But even when when you can tell that the relationship has passed its point. Because yes, sometimes relationships do pass its point.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you peacefully end? I was gonna tag in after you, but how do you peacefully end friendship?
Friendship? Oh my gosh. Like peacefully?
Yeah.
Just wish them nothing but the best. I love you. I have no issue with you. Life goes on, but I can't do this with you anymore. Like, we grown apart, we're grown, so that's what it is.
Yeah, because sometimes
life goes on, for sure.
We unlock
new
people.
Mm-hmm.
We meet new people and we become new people as well.
Right.
Because we're not the same person that we was 5 years ago.
Right, I agree.
We can't expect the person they were friends with to be the same person.
Because everybody changed.
To be the same person that they was 5 years ago. So, with that being said, I want to tell y'all a story. How I had to cut off on a friendship here recently. You know about it, huh?
Unfortunately, I do.
I want to try to use code as much as I can, because this is not a messy podcast.
It's not.
Praise the Lord. We're staying holy over here. But to me, I feel like if you can tell that you are growing apart and you can tell that y'all are going two different directions, why still try to act like everything is okay?
Right. Why not just communicate and see where we're at?
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Most definitely.
it can confuse something because it was confusing to me at one point because I'm like, well, I haven't, I know communication works both ways, so I can't
Definitely.
expect for somebody to reach out to me if I haven't reached out to them. I
Mhm.
understand that, but it's like even with me and you. If I haven't talked to you in 3 or 4 months, now it makes you the text and be like, hey, how is everything going? And
Right.
vice versa. If I
It'll
haven't seen
always remain the same.
yeah, and vice versa.
Mhm.
If you haven't texted me in 3 or 4 months, you will reach out and be like, "Hey, how
Right.
everything's going?" So it's like yeah. But how does let's say I text you right,
Right.
and I haven't heard from you in like 2 years,
Oh wow.
and then you text me back acting like everything's okay. How would you feel?
I'll be like, are you sure? Like, because 2 years is a long time. Life can change so many. Oh, so
You know what
much
I'm
in 2 years.
saying? You know how that can be kind of confusing,
It definitely could.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because here I'm thinking, since, I did my part of communication, I reached out.
Mhm.
And because even before the 2 years, it was like 2 or 3 months before, for the last time we talked.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it's been 2 or 3 months. Let me just check in. So wouldn't you think, wouldn't that person think that y'all not friends anymore if you haven't heard from them in
Most
2 years?
definitely. Yes.
So why would you
Yes.
think there'd be a problem? You see, this is why I have a problem with it.
Okay.
Because when
What's
they
the problem?
because when they finally came back, it was like, well, because they close friends with somebody else that I still talk to,
Mhm.
and the person was trying to get us to all kind of hang out together, and I was
Right.
like, I'm not sure if such and such want to hang out with me because I don't think we're friends anymore.
Mhm.
So said it to the mutual friend that we used to have.
Right.
But if I haven't heard you in 2 years, why would you come back to me and be like, "Oh, so we're not friends anymore"? Why would you tell somebody that we're not friends? Blah blah blah.
Yeah. 2 years is
You
crazy
know what I'm saying?
because the real friends, even if it's a month, how are you doing? How have you been? 2 years. I just
You know
no,
what I'm
we're
saying?
definitely not friends.
You know
We're
what I'm
clearly
saying?
not friends. Yeah, most definitely.
And just
Because ain't no way. Two
and be
years is
like,
too long.
oh, I always, I was just been going through a lot. This and that happened. Blah 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 happened. I said,
But if I'm your friend, I would tell you that.
you know what
I
I'm saying?
wouldn't just ghost you. I wouldn't cut you off.
Exactly.
That's weird.
And like we said, we always keep an open line of communication.
Yeah, most
That's the
definitely.
key to all relationships, open line communication. Because I'm a type of friend, if I know you need space, I'll give you space.
Mhm.
So if that was the case, then I'll give you space. But it's confusing, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. It definitely
If
is
you tell me
confusing.
that for 2 years we're going through this whole dilemma
Mhm.
and you just don't want to talk to somebody, but you've been out with other people within those 2 years.
Then that would make me feel like, are you even my friend?
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
yeah, I definitely get it. Because ain't no way you can go 2 years without communication, without talking to your friend. That's yeah.
And then after that, it's the
Mm-mm.
crazy part. Here recently,
Apparently, I'm not your friend.
here recently they came back and got in contact
Mhm.
and was like, it's Christmas. It's supposed to be a new year. I know we haven't been as close as we was, but I want us to be close again. So that type of conversation was like, okay, because I'm a very forgiving person.
Right. Mhm.
I'm a very forgiving person. So I was like, okay, okay. I was like, well, what you want to do or whatever. She said, and they said, I'm like, well, I already said she, so she.
Yeah. Ain't no hiding that.
and she said, well, you get to choose, what we do. I just go with you. Um, it can be even on Christmas. We can hang out on Christmas after each of our family activities are done. So she gave me the date, and so I was like on Christmas, and The Color Purple
Right.
was coming out on Christmas. So I was like, you know what? I was gonna go with some of my choir friends, but I
Mhm.
was like, since they reached out to me, it was like they want to be close to me or whatever the case may be. Instead of going with them, I'll go with them. Instead of going with my choir friend, I would go with her.
Right.
So I sent her the list of the time of when she wanted to go. So she chose the date, and she chose the time, and she chose the PA. Okay? So if somebody chose the time, the place, and the date, you would expect them to schedule something where they wouldn't be busy.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to hang out with you and I know I'm not gonna be available during this time, why would I tell you at this time?
They were going.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay. So I got my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I got my ticket because the first day was crazy. First day was crazy.
Very. And I went to see it, so.
The first day was crazy. It kind of slowed down the week after Christmas, but the first day was crazy. So I went ahead and ordered my ticket because it was like just sold me the seat where you sitting at, and they'll get the seat next to it.
Right.
So I made sure I got a row where it had like 5 seats available. That way, just in case something happens between that time, you still be able to get a seat by me.
Right.
And so I sent it, and I was like, okay. So the day of Christmas comes, and there was like Merry Christmas or whatever. They reached out or whatever, and was like, are you ready tonight or whatever? And then I was like, yes. Now I've been checked, and then I checked the seating chart. I got my confirmation email for the ticket, and all the seats that was by me were sold.
Mm-hmm.
So when I reached out and she said okay, that when I sent her the seat that I was sitting in, I figured that she must have already got the ticket.
Right.
Because all the seats are blocked now. And guess what?
What?
They texted back and was like, I didn't get my seat yet. And I was like, well, and it was like, do they have another time? I was like, yeah, they have another time. So I changed my seat to the other time. And then as close as the time got, the slower the responses was. And soon they didn't respond at all.
Mm.
And so, that's when I finally was like, maybe
I get the memo. You don't want to see me or talk.
We're not friends.
Right.
So because sometimes we can jump ahead of ourselves and think just because we're going through a rough time that somebody's not your friend anymore. And I'm a very understanding person. So I was like, well, maybe we both have to do some growing.
You're right.
Maybe most have to do some growing. Maybe I was just jumping the gun when I was like, we're not friends anymore. Maybe I was just, I should have, waited a lot. But that was like confirmation to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only did I spend, because she the one that told me the time to get the ticket.
Right.
So I then scheduled my whole day to go around that time. It seems like you wasn't even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Because, my dad, I even had to do a rain check on my own dad, because my dad was like, he was going to get finished cooking around that time. And I was like, well, instead of going that time, I'll just go before, because me and my friend going to the movie.
Because you had something planned, right?
And so, that really kind of hurt me when it happened.
I bet that did, yeah.
And I didn't know how to react. But block. I just blocked her. I don't know if that was the right thing to do or.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that
was definitely.
No, that was definitely.
Or should I just reached out and talked and had a conversation?
I feel like if she didn't want to go, she could have said that, from forward, like she didn't have to go. She didn't come.
Yeah, because it was like she the one that came up with the idea, because I thought we wasn't friends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So when she texted me that, it's kind of I don't know. I guess people. I don't get how you invite somebody to you come up with the idea Anyway, this is a PG podcast, so
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
gonna, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. And also, before we jump into the juicy part about romantic relationships, since it's Valentine's Day,
Oh Lord.
I want to do one more. I want to say one more thing. If y'all ever had to end a relationship, friendship, and y'all have to go your separate ways, and they start talking to you about you negatively with their new friends, then guess what? Newsflash: they never was your friends when I was your friends with me.
And friend breakups are just as hard as regular breakups.
And
I'm telling
even
you.
and even regular breakups, I don't understand. Like, if you really like and love this person, how can you flip the script so fast?
I don't understand it either. I don't understand.
Like the day before y'all broke up, you was like,
The
"Oh,
day
I
before
love
we
you."
broke up, I love you. I appreciate you.
The next day,
Let's do
and
that.
then the next day, you're like, "Oh, you from the streets? That's ooh, you this
You're such a horrible person. You're a liar. You're this, you're that. Okay, if you felt this way, then
why would you even date this person in the first
why are
place?"
you wasting my time? Period.
So do you give renewals? Do you give renewals to exes? Do you let your ex renew?
No, I have not. Oh, I have
What if they
not.
say, "I miss you, baby"?
I've been through so many I've missed you.
If you don't come back to me, I'm jumping out this
If
window.
it has ended badly and tragically, like it did me real bad, no, we're not going back there. I'm sorry.
I mean,
You can text me, I miss you all day long. Okay.
what about they be going to counseling? They be thinking about hurting
Praise the
themselves.
Lord, that's good for you. But no sir. No sir. I can't spin the block. I can't go through
You
it.
think it's a mental illness when people be doing that? You're like, "Ooh, I miss you. I'm gonna kill
No,
myself."
you're going to miss me. You're going to miss me. Period. You're going to
You
miss
know,
me.
I never understood why people like,
When people do you wrong and they know that you're a good person, they're gonna always come back. I'm telling you, always.
but
Yeah, you know that.
you're not gonna let them back though.
I don't know. I really don't know. It gotta be on how it ended. It gotta be because I
What
don't
about
know.
they change?
If they change, then I don't know. I'll think on it. I'll see. In the back of my head, I know the type of person that I got from you. So we'll have to see if you really changed or not.
So how you know when the how do you know when to I call this a renewal. How do you know when to renew or remove a relationship? And here's what I mean by that. So even though we may not be dating, how do I bring you back as a friend? How do you know when to bring them back as a friend versus I need to remove?
Oh, that is a great question. Oh my God. Okay. So I feel like if, of course, we're not dating, but I don't know who's calling me phone. But if, okay, we're not dating. So if I was, say it ended badly, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was arguments, things were said, and if I wanted you back as a friend through all that, through all the arguments and the he said, she said, we will definitely have to have a heart to heart conversation, real deep,
Mm-hmm.
get an apology from each other, and come to a conclusion that, yeah, I said this, yes, I messed up, but I can't lose you, and I want you as a friend. Set boundaries, most definitely.
Because if you really was in love with this person,
if you really love this person, oh yes, most definitely.
Because if you're not careful, that friendship renewal may turn into a
for a lifer.
y'all probably gonna end up trying to get back together.
I hope not.
I have to do a lot of editing,
Honey, that's fine.
Let's serious now. Yes, you have to set boundaries because if you don't set boundaries,
people will run over you.
They'll run over you.
They'll take advantage of you. I'm telling you.
And you see, but is it difficult to be friends?
I don't feel like it's difficult to be.
Oh,
I feel I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
Why would you with it?
I couldn't do it because I loved you like more than a friend. Like, of course,
Mhm.
if you really love someone, you can. The friendship comes first with me. Like, we
Mhm.
have to have a friendship first. But if it ended bad, we've been through so much. I could not look at you as a friend. I couldn't. Like,
Okay.
we could be cool, we can be cordial, but as a friend, no. Like, would you feel comfortable if I come to you about my relationship problems? No, you'll be feeling weird. Like, that's weird, I
Mhm.
couldn't. I just couldn't.
But
Mm-mm.
sometimes just like friendship, sometimes relationships just pass its course. It's not like
Yeah,
sometimes it just doesn't end badly. It's just like
we
you
outgrew
know,
each other.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's more suitable
Mhm. Most definitely.
than versus if they cheated on you and end up having twins. You know what I'm talking about? Let me tell you something. Let me put my business out on the sheet for
Let me not put my business out there.
you.
Let me not. I'm gonna sit this
I'm
one
the
out.
I'm the host. I know how to make sure I don't get a deflation of character case. So, but I've been
Mm-mm.
through a lot. I well,
Honey, me too. Me too. You know that.
you know, you see that's why I don't really like going public
Mhm.
with my. Do you like going public
I
with
do
your
not like
relationship?
going public at all. I feel like we can be as private as long as you want to, but I feel like once you go public, it's so many thoughts, so many opinions, so many,
Yes.
so many people in their head. So I just no.
You see all my public.
Public is better. Public, but not a secret.
You
You
mean
know how?
private, not a secret.
My bad. Private, not a secret.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
Private, but not a secret. Like that, I'm not going in. I'm not on Facebook telling our business. Like if we're arguing, this is between me and you.
Love is seen as something social, right? That oftentimes we think about love as being a very personal choice. And sociologists understand that that actually is a social phenomena, right? The idea itself that love is personal and that it's a choice that we can make is something that has evolved over time. Now we see that love is something that is the first step you take before marriage, right? That you're in love before you get married. In historical marriages, it wasn't necessarily a component of marriage. So this is something that's evolved since the 18th century over time, and historians have also, shown light on this aspect of that. The idea that there's this, romance, there's this mythic idea of the Hollywood wedding. At the same time, there's a sense that love is very realistic, and that you have to establish certain steps. So believing in love, we can say that that's always a choice, perhaps, but the fact that just in the United States in the last year, certain kinds of love were legalized within marriage, that's very interesting.
So we are back from the sociology segment. Now to continue the conversation with no other than my friend Janaya Thomas. We're just talking about keeping your relationships private but not a secret. Why do you
Right.
prefer that than a public one?
Because I feel like the public, it gets in your head too much. It's too many opinions, too much stuff going on. Private is always better. Nobody knows what's going on but you and the significant other.
Okay, so but when would because you don't want to keep it private forever.
Not forever. That's why I said private, but not a secret.
So, but when would you go public?
I would go public when we're like locked in, like probably some months. I ain't gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
some months for sure. I can't say how many months because hey, I didn't been there. But yeah,
Because I have a rule.
What's
I
the
have a
rule?
rule.
What's the rule?
Because my longest relationship I ever had was 7 months.
Okay, that's not bad.
So I always say, before I even think about public, it has to be over 7 months. That's my
Okay,
rule.
that ain't bad at all.
That's my rule. It has to be over 7 months.
Mhm.
Because once you get too many people involved, and then when that time comes when y'all do break up, whether it's a good breakup or a bad breakup, because I was going to end with some mess.
Always, you know that.
Because their friends gonna be like, "Well, I told you don't go out with
It's
him."
always I told you so.
And then, I told you don't go out with her.
Mhm.
So they could be kind of stressful.
It definitely can. Yeah.
I don't see how all those high schoolers be having Anyway, that's none of my business. But
Yeah,
listen, you in high school. Worry about graduating. Why you got 3 or 4 girlfriends anyway?
they're just being kids. They're just living.
Why you have 3 or 4 girlfriends anyway?
Exactly. I don't
Dude, you
understand.
can't handle one.
You can't handle one. You can't be loyal to one.
Because let one or the other one find out.
Oh, it's gonna be fights in the bathroom.
In the hallway,
Mhm.
in the stairwell.
Yep. We done been there and we seen it all, King. You know that.
Listen, let me tell you something. I hope she don't mind me putting her business out here. But she was a fighter.
Oh my gosh.
You was a fighter.
I was.
You was
I'm
a
not gonna lie.
fighter. I remember.
You can do it. Say whatever.
I remember we was in this. We had this language together.
I already know where you're going because it was right after her class.
And she was calm. She
I
was
was
calm.
good.
We was laughing. Me and her was laughing with that friend I was talking about a while ago with the movie.
Oh
Because
yeah.
remember all 3 of us,
Mhm.
we sat together. We was just laughing and joking, and then when she got up the hallway, she saw this one girl dragged her in the
Oh my
I
gosh.
said, Lord have mercy.
And I ain't seen Miss Lamy after that. That's crazy.
My God.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't, that class wasn't even fun anymore. I'm telling you.
Aww.
But yeah, she was, yeah, listen, don't be having all these, you see it now with these celebrities.
Mhm. What about
They
them?
have 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 different,
Situationship. Mhm.
all at the same time.
I don't see how they do it. One person stressed me out.
How you manage all that?
How you manage all that? I cannot do it. I never understood that. I was never that type of girl. Like have this dude, that dude. No, one dude stressed me out. I can't deal with all y'all. No,
But
I can't do it.
I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, who came up with that idea?
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of trust issues involved, to where they just can't settle down with one person. So you feel like this person doing this behind your back. Okay, so I'm gonna double back and talk to this person.
Okay, but the thing is about that, why would you want to be with someone you don't trust?
Right. Why would you want to waste someone's time?
And another thing, if you know you're not ready for a committed relationship, don't get in one.
Or don't talk about this step and that step. Get out of it. Like, don't talk about the offenses together. for
Even
sure.
though I don't condone it because I try to live the best Christian life I can. I don't condone it. That if y'all have a mutual understanding that y'all not a relationship, y'all just kick it. We're gonna use the
We're
word
just
kick it.
vibing.
Yeah. We're gonna use that. We're gonna keep it PG. If y'all just vibing with each other, that's the agreement, and y'all understand that y'all not in a committed relationship, so y'all can vibe with other people, then I think that's different. Even though I don't condone it, I'd rather for somebody to be straight up like that and be like, hey.
I feel like straightforward, straight up is always better. Like, don't confuse nobody.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we made them went out, we made them did this and that, but let me just get one thing straight. I don't want to, be in a committed relationship. I'm just
And that'll fix everything.
I'm just having fun. I'll just be out.
Right. And I agree.
Just like I'm just like my creator. Jesus said He'd rather for you to be hot or cold. I'm just like my creator. I'd rather for you to be either single, you're either going to be single, or you're going to be committed. There's no in between.
And if you're committed, you stay over there.
And listen, let me tell you something. This Valentine's Day, y'all. Never mind.
Say what you say. Say what you
This
say.
Valentine's Day, y'all. Some people may disagree with me, but if you haven't put a ring on it, don't bring it to that hotel, okay? Bring it straight back home. Bring her straight back home. Walk her to the door. Don't walk her inside. Walk her to the door. We don't want no temptations going on up there. Have to be and listen, I understand that it's not a church or whatever, so for all my other people that's gonna do it anyway, at least protect yourself this Valentine's Day. Okay? We don't need no Valentine's Day babies and Tyrone not gonna stay with you for the next 2 days.
Too late. Too late.
They be having kids with people that don't even want them.
That's sad.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, honey.
Just because it feels good. Listen, no, ain't
Just
no
because
feeling.
it's during the moment, and then you're doing something for life. No.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
You have to know who you're dealing with.
And know their history.
Know their history. Know their history. Know who they are as a person.
Know their history. And to end this off, do you have any plans this Valentine's Day? You have any plans tonight?
Yes, I'm going to spoil myself like I deserve it. I don't need no dude to spoil me or buy me anything because I got that. So that's my plans. I'm going to spoil myself and have fun with my girls. That's it.
Because when you treat yourself like a princess, it's
no
easy.
better love is like self-love.
Yeah, self-love, self-love.
The best love.
So we've been talking about all these red flags and renewals. Let's end this episode with a little positivity.
Okay.
What are some green flags?
In a relationship?
Yeah.
Communication, attention, affection. You know, you're straightforward. You have dreams. You have goals. You're not trying to waste anyone's time. You know, you have your head on straight. You know what you want to do. You know what you're looking for. You know, definitely. You're not trying to do nothing else.
What about looks?
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. For me, looks are important. I can't think.
Looks. Well, what about they have a great personality?
Personality is always top tier. You know, if you can make me laugh and you can make me happy, I definitely.
What about they have a good personality, but they look like Steve Urkel?
Okay.
Did I do that?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Did I book this? No, sir. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I have to think about it.
So, this Valentine's Day, make sure y'all be safe, have fun, but most importantly...
Having on be safe.
Yes. Most importantly, remember who you're dealing with.
Yes, because you never know until their true colors come out.
Yes.
And then you're confused. So... be safe and know the person that you're
with. Don't be confused.
Don't be confused.
Don't be confused. Let me tell you something. If they confused, if they don't know what they want, they can't. If they're not all the way together, if they know what they want, they cannot give you what you want. So that's another thing. Stop trying to chase after people that don't want to don't want to be with you. Stop chasing after people that don't want to be with you. Stop thinking this person's going to change when they show you time and time again that they're not going to change. You know, distance yourself. And and let me get one thing clear. Just because you distance yourself doesn't mean you don't still love that person.
I agree.
Sometimes showing that time that, hey, we're not on the same page right now, but I still love you enough where I'm not going to talk about you. I'm not going to be your enemy. But I still love you enough. I'm not going to be your friend either. I'm just going to be here just whenever you need. I'm just here. Yeah, I'm just going to be here. And if you need me again, then I'll be there. You know, but don't let nobody use you because you are important. You is kind and you is important. Wait, what how she say? You is kind, you is smart, you are beautiful. Yeah, that's how it goes. So remember that. Remember
to put yourself first. Don't let nobody put you second. Always know your worth and stay on top of that. If you love yourself more than anybody, you will follow, all that. So definitely love yourself first before anybody loves you.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add before we go?
There is nothing I want to add other than that. Stay safe. It's Valentine's Day. It's a lot of freaks out. So be safe and always know your worth. Always know your worth because once you know your worth, can nobody tell you anything. You feel like you're on top. No one can make you feel low.
Amen. So thank you for joining on this today's episode. Happy Valentine's Day to you all.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And I'll see you all next week continuing our leadership series with the Mr. Residential Life and House. Everybody have a blessed day and goodbye.
Bye.